Prairie Park in Urbana, Illinois. It's a beautiful day for baseball. I'm Joey Wright. Stephen Thompson joins me on the call. And Stephen, the 4-7 Tigers take on the 11-3 Peoria Notre Dame Irish. What do the Tigers have to do to win this one?
Well, as Russell said earlier before the game started, throw strikes and keep it a low strike, ground balls, because I heard this is a pretty good team to beat.
Yeah, Notre Dame comes into this one 11-3, widely considered to be among the elite teams in this conference. And it's what you said earlier. Russell said that he has to throw ball down in the zone, throw strikes, get ground balls. This pitch is in there for strike number one. It's 1-1 the count. Schaefer on the mound for Urbana. Behind the plate is Russell. Always get those names confused. This is a grounder back to Schaefer. Throw to first is in time, and it's the first out of the ball game. Marshall Schreiner is behind the plate, and he's widely considered to be the best defensive catcher in this conference. How do you respond to that?
I also agree. He can block. Guy can do anything.
Yep. Cannon of an arm.
Oh, yes.
Behind the plate. Stepping up to the plate for the Irish, second batter of the game, by the name of Brandon Blackford. We'll see what he can do. One out, top of the first. And the pitch swung on, hit high and not very deep to right. Nate Norris is there, and he makes the catch. 2 outs. Two quick outs, and if you're Russell Schaefer, that's exactly what you've got to be wanting.
Yeah.
Come out of the gate strong against this very good Irish team. Brings up Luke Schotted to the plate. Schotted, I believe, played basketball for this Irish team.
Possible. It's a great varsity game for basketball.
It was when we played them.
Yeah.
Double overtime. Unfortunately, a loss, but
yeah,
it was a great game to watch. You know, someone has to lose a game like that.
Yeah, 2 clutch tying buckets by Peoria and Notre Dame, sent it to overtime.
Yeah.
But every time Peoria had an answer, Urbana always had one too. But let's see if the Tigers can do this in baseball. Oh, nice rip.
And this is going to fall in front of Tim King out there. It'll be a single for Luke Schotted, and it'll bring up, hunt for the name, Bryce Hinton will step up to the plate with a runner on first.
Believe that's their catcher.
And you would be correct in saying that. Bryce Hinton is behind the plate.
Yeah, pretty decent. He has an arm too, a cannon too, as we were seeing this in warm-ups.
So we'll see. Pitch to Hinton, and Schotted takes off. He will get into second without a throw from Schreiner. 1-0 now the count to Hinron. Or Hinton, I should say. I wrote Hinron on the scorecard for whatever reason. Handwriting was a little difficult to read, but on the lineup that we were given, but it wasn't a huge deal. Hinton with the 1-0. And he's going to ground it right back to Schreiner. Schaefer stops it, throws to first, and the third out is recorded. So 2 ground balls back to Schaefer, and 2 outs in the form of ground balls back to Russell Schaefer. And then Blackford popped out to Nate Norris in right. And that takes us to the bottom half of the first inning. Bottom of the first, let's get a look at the starting lineup for the Urbana Tigers, and it's presented by athletics2000.com/Urbana, your home for Tigers athletics, schedules, rosters, and more. Luke Stevens will lead off. It'll be Tim King batting second. Caleb Ross will bat third, and then it's Russell Schaefer, Marshall Schreiner, Nate Norris, Jacob Welbus, Connor Courtney, and Trey King. The starting 9 for the Tigers, Xavier Rowland, John Gidritis, Dan Wachtel, and Matt Chrisman are on the bench. Beautiful day for baseball, Stephen. It's going to be
sir, indeed.
Hovering right around 70 degrees all day. Just a beautiful day to get out and enjoy the town. The Illini spring practice, only practice of theirs open to the public, isn't one.
I think it'll be a pretty sold out crowd this
Well,
year.
admission is free, so
For football season this year.
well, for football season, Lovie Smith, I think, will do great things for that program.
Yeah, I want to say probably about these next 2 years, his recruiting class is going to be pretty decent.
Yep. The hiring of Lovie Smith, a great way to combat Jim Harbaugh.
Michigan.
At Michigan, yeah. Mark D'Antonio, Michigan State.
Then a great hiring for the Urbana Tigers varsity basketball team, Verdell Jones Jr.
Verdell Jones Jr., his son Verdell Jones III played at Indiana.
And also
Stand
went
out
to
there.
Central.
Yep. So it'll be an interesting team to watch come the fall. We'll see what Verdell Jones Jr. can, or I guess the winter, is when basketball starts. But it'll be interesting to see how Verdell Jones Jr. can build the program at Urbana. Chris Menig, the girls coach, also a great hire. The best days of Urbana basketball are yet to come. Luke Stevens leads off for the Tigers, and on the mound for the Irish, Brady Ho. This is
How?
Brady Howe is how you say that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. It looks Hough, so perhaps could go either way. 1-0 pitch to Stevens, strike two. Pretty good lineup for the Tigers this afternoon. Only absence I see is Jeremy Rumsey. Not sure where he's at, and Stevens strikes out. He was swinging for a little more than a base hit there, wouldn't you say, Steven?
Yes, sir. I think Tim King can get us started off.
Well, that's not a bad theory. Tim King, if he hits a ball into the gap, he has the wheels to get 2 or more bases easily.
Yeah, but he still also has to be careful with the stitches in his eye.
Indeed, he's still nursing an eye injury, but that shouldn't affect him on the base paths. If he gets a hold of one.
Yeah, you already know you have to either get it quick or don't worry about it.
Fouled, and it almost hit Caleb Ross in the on-deck circle.
Yeah.
You got to watch out there, Caleb. It's 0-2.
Ooh, nice pitch.
That was a dirty curveball, and it's going to get Tim King to strike out. So 2 outs now. I don't even know. That was a great breaking pitch. That was
great breaking pitch, but out of the zone.
Well, yeah, but it was such a nice movement on that one. I mean, wow, that was.
I think this is the second best one I've seen from varsity. One against STM, and now Peoria Notre Dame.
Stevens and King have both struck out.
Yes, sir.
And this is going to skip all the way back to us behind the plate. The offensive woes for the Tigers this year have been well documented. They suffered 2 no-hitters in one day at the hands of Muhammad Seymour earlier in the year. And, you'll have days like that. Nothing you can do to prevent them, as it's now 3-0 to Caleb Ross. But I would say that they've improved a lot since then. They've, this is a whole different team than the team we saw around, I think that was around Easter, so about a month ago. Whole different team.
Yeah.
3-1. And strike 2. So it'll be a full count now with 2 outs.
We're just a little late on the swinging. Just a little late.
Yep.
Their defense is playing back. Good eye, Caleb.
And this will be the first walk of the ball game for either side. Caleb Ross gets aboard. And you'll see these teams a little late early on. I think they'll both make the adjustment as the game progresses.
Yeah.
Russell Schaefer. Pitch to Schaefer, and he's going to pop that straight back. If there wasn't a screen there, probably would have gone towards the concession stand. Count to Schaefer is 1-1.
Yeah.
And it's 1-2 now. Not a cloud in the sky this afternoon.
Yeah.
Or this morning, I should say. I wish I'd brought my hat.
Oh, yeah. Wish you brought mines, too.
I was thinking about it, too. It was...
I left mines in my locker.
Ross takes off for second, but it's a moot point, as that'll be a strikeout from Schaefer to end the half inning. So we move on to the bottom of the second, and it'll be Notre Dame coming up, trying to take a lead early. We will only cover one of the two games this morning. It's a doubleheader. We will only cover the first game. Our next broadcast, the Tigers will take on Bloomington on Thursday. That'll be the 21st. I believe they play Bloomington. I have to double check on that. Now, Stephen, you're a JV player. They play at Notre Dame today. You're nursing a little injury. Tell us about that. When can we expect you back in action for the JV team?
Possibly in 10 now.
Yeah.
But I would be,
originally 12 days?
Yeah, originally 12 days.
You've been talking it up, returning for the JV game against Central.
Yes, sir.
That'll be
April 26th.
April 26th. That'll be a fun one to watch.
Yeah.
Always nice to play a crosstown rival.
Oh, yes.
Central's baseball team last year was very good on the varsity side. Very good team. They're still very good. So that'll be one to watch when we cover our game against them later in the year.
Oh, yeah.
Stephen, I gotta say this playlist that they play at the baseball game sounds like an old Madden soundtrack or something.
You're right about that, Joey.
Like. And up steps batter for Notre Dame. This is going to be grounded right back to Schaefer. Throw to first is in time. If you're just joining us, we saw several of those in the first inning. Two ground balls back to Russell Schaefer that were fielded by Schaefer and thrown to first for outs. Looks like that's Luke Stevens down there at first base.
Connor Courtney.
Connor Courtney?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah, Luke Stevens was number 15. They're both very tall, of similar build.
Yeah, Luke's playing center today.
He is. That is Luke Stevens. Played JV last year, had a pretty good year. And the pitch to Jackson is 1-0. It's in there for ball one.
Yeah, Russell has a little nice curve, I see.
And that'll be 2-0. Aries at the plate. Not Jackson. I apologize for that.
It is
Epley.
John Epley.
So this is John Epley at the plate. It's 2-1. Schaefer's pitched a pretty good game so far, but as I say that, pitch way outside for ball number 3. We'll see what Epley can do. He's built like a power hitter, very tall at the plate. Looks like nice build for power. We'll see. It's 3-1. He can be a little selective here, and he is going to foul one off to the third base side, out of play. So it'll be a full count to John Epley. And no matter what Schaefer does, he's just got to I think the worst you can settle for is a single here. This is popped up. It's going to go out of play. Given chase by King out there at third, but out of play over the fence, 3-2. Still the count to Epley. But the worst you can give up here is a single, I think. You can't start allowing extra bases, especially this early in the game. After the inning you had last time,
Yeah.
it's fouled back. It'll still be 3-2. Due up for Urbana to start the bottom of the second. We'll see Marshall Schreiner, Nate Norris, and Jake Welbus. Senior, junior, freshman. That's how that'll look.
Yeah.
Full count to Epley, and he's going to ground one to second. We'll see. Throw to first in time. And the solid performance from Schaefer continues. 2 outs now in the bottom of the second. That was grounded to the second baseman, Caleb Ross. This is a nice defensive shift they put on there. Ross was playing in the outfield grass, a little bit over towards the right. And we'll see Luke Jackson now step up to the plate. Jackson, number 13, is the third baseman for this Irish team. We'll see. 0-0. And now it's 1-0. I assume this is Luke Jackson. Spelling of the name L-U-C. It's a bit of an odd spelling for Luke.
Yeah. Luke.
From Luke Longley. I was just thinking of that. Jason Liggett points it out. Old player for the Bulls, 1990s.
I think it was the 97, 98 Bulls.
Yep. He's probably on a few more teams than just that. As this is popped to Luke Stevens in center.
4 out.
And the third out of the inning. The Tigers playing very good baseball early on. They just have to get the bats going. It's been their Achilles heel all year. As we mentioned, it'll be Schreiner, Norris, and Welbus. Steven battles this insect. That reminds me of a wasp that was on the table when we were covering a softball game last year. I put my Gatorade bottle on it and held it captive for the duration of the game, and then after the game I finished it off. Never been stung by a stinging insect like that, and I don't want to start anytime soon. Some point during the ball game, I'll see if I can snag an update on the JV game. That game should have kicked off about 30 minutes ago.
Yeah.
We were a little late getting started here this morning at Prairie Park. Notre Dame's bus, I believe, had a flat tire on their way here. And that'll happen. Nothing that they could do to prevent that. Peoria has a beautiful skyline.
Oh, yeah.
In my opinion, the best skyline in Illinois outside of the Chicagoland area.
It's Peoria.
It's Peoria, no doubt. Drive into Peoria at night, go over the bridge, you get a look at the river and the beautiful buildings in Peoria. This pitch to Schreiner is inside. It'll be ball one. Jason, Thomasboro native.
Oh, God.
Yeah. He gives Thomasboro Skyline a shout out.
What skyline?
The water tower. Yeah.
You call that your skyline? Oh, God.
This is fouled out of play, first base side.
Yeah, I couldn't track it where it was. I thought it was above us.
Sound like me. As a fire truck passes by, street behind the outfield. I remember hearing a story from Coach McFarland. It was a JV game a few years ago. A generator or something on a house shorted out, and the house caught fire. And it was one of the houses directly behind the fence as Schreiner pops out to the shortstop. It was one of the houses not directly behind the fence, but on the street back behind the fence. So you could see it, and it was on fire, and it was not a pretty sight, but they kept playing. And it was the generator fuse or something that powers the whole neighborhood that had shorted out, so the scoreboard went off. You know, must have been an odd sight to see. I was not there.
This last year?
2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, I think.
Yeah.
It's 1-0, and this is popped up out of play. Batter now is Nate Norris. Nate Norris, the junior.
Pretty decent season for Nate.
It really has been. Excuse me. He's been a force that you don't want to mess with, I should say, in the outfield. He's improved much since his JV season last year. Not to say he had a bad season or anything, but his outfield skill set really shining for the Tigers here. It's 2-1 to Norris. Swing, and I think he got a piece of it.
Yeah.
Either way, he swung, so it's a strike. Two, 2-1 the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Jake Welbus, freshman on deck. What can you tell us about Welbus, real quick?
Oh, Welbus, I mean, great infield guy. He has the mentality to play the game, and he's also a smart playmaker.
That's what you look for in a baseball player as Norris strikes out. Tigers have yet to get a base hit in this one, but they did draw a walk in the first inning. We'll see if Welbus can get the Tigers on base. Either with a walk or a base hit, it's not really going to make a difference either way. You just need base runners at this point. On deck is Connor Courtney.
Good eye.
All 1 to Welbus. They fired up the grill behind us.
Oh, yeah.
Steven's buying.
Oh, I'm buying it.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like nobody's getting it.
Be doing the dishes.
What dishes?
Yeah, the tinfoil, yeah. Yeah, clean the grill, there you go. Cheeseburgers at Prairie Park are absolutely legendary. As this is fouled, was in play, but it was a grounder right to the first base dugout.
Yeah, I bet the cheeseburgers here are better than Thomasboro's water line.
2-1, and
Nice
Courtney,
rip by Jacob Welbus.
Excuse me, Courtney's on deck. Welbus is going to get a base hit. Looks to, he's going to stay at first base. First base hit for the Tigers in this one, and Connor Courtney steps up to the plate.
Way to start us off, Jacob Welbus, the freshman.
I've really been impressed with the at-bats we've seen from Welbus in our broadcasts.
Oh, yeah.
He's had a great year.
Yeah. 2 outs. Get us our first base hit. You got a powerful hitter, Connor Courtney, on right behind you. Drive you in.
Well, I think Courtney will be perfectly happy to watch 4 pitches in the dirt. If he can get 3 more of those, he'd be happy.
Yeah.
The hope is that one of them can get past the catcher and Welbus can get to second.
Advance off of a single. But good eye.
Courtney, this is low ball 2.
But strength in this Notre Dame's arm. I think if he gets a single, if he advances to second, probably be cut to third.
2-0 to Connor Courtney, strike number 1.
It's always nice to be ahead of the count as a batter.
Yeah, indeed. It allows you to
Yeah, allows you to see
wait
what
for your pitch, yeah.
that was Courtney's pitch.
He was trying to hit that out of Prairie Park.
Yeah.
2-2. With 2 outs, Welbus has to be mindful of the situation down there at first. 2-2. Whew, ball 3. He took a risk by laying off on that one.
Yeah, that a boy. Hey, it's our home field. We might get the advantages.
3-2. And it's going to catch up with him. That's strike 3.
That's pretty much the same location.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're not going to get that call too often, and he was lucky to get it once.
Yeah. I mean, if he was going to make that call, you should have called it a strike 3 ahead of time.
Well,
But hey, it's okay.
yep, shake it off. Still tied at 0 apiece.
And top of the going into the mid, top of the third. Excuse me.
It'll be Alex Skibbo leading things off for the Irish. And then after that, Brian Simmons. That's how things look in the bottom of the third. Or top of the third, I should say. Bottom of the third, due up for
I was
the
getting ready to
Tigers.
say.
We'll see Trey King. And then back to the top of the order, Luke Stevens and Tim King.
Trey had a decent JV game with us Wednesday.
Yep, played because some of our sophomores were out due to
Field
a
trips.
field trip. Yep. I didn't go on the field trip.
I figure you wouldn't.
Excursion to the Science and Industry Museum in Chicago.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
been to that museum once.
Yeah, I've been there once for a 6th grade trip, and Jimmy John's paid for us.
There you go.
And,
I've always been a Subway guy myself.
oh gosh, I eat Subway here and there.
Jimmy John's and I are cool though. They send me free stuff.
Free stuff.
Well, all you have to do, and you do this with several companies, you just gotta send a Facebook message to the sponsors of NASCAR teams and say, "Hey, I'm a big fan of so and so, the driver," and they'll be like, "Oh, what's your address? We'll send you something." Last year they sent me a gift card, 2 cups, and a hero card, which is basically a enlarged baseball card for Kevin Harvick. This year they didn't send me the gift card, but I also got 2 cups, the hero card, and they sent me a flag. So I have a Jimmy John's flag that I haven't done anything with. This is lined into left field, and it'll be a base hit for Alex Skibba. Brian Simmons will step up at the plate. Excuse me, not Simmons. It'll be Truman Ralph hitting for Simmons. Simmons is the right fielder. And it looks like the DH, or no, the left fielder, excuse me. I was looking at the number instead of the position. Simmons, or Ralph, the DH.
Foul back.
It's not going to hit anyone. And Truman Ralph hitting ninth. We'll see what he can do. 0-1, your primary key here is to advance the runner to second. Runner takes off for second. Schreiner's going to throw there, and it's going to skip past the... Looked like that was Ross covering, was it?
Welbus covering.
Well, they both ran there, and I suppose I guess it did skip past Welbus.
Man, if he would have caught that, he would have been shocked.
Yeah, it was a great throw from Schreiner.
Yeah.
Can't let him advance to third, though. We'll see. It's 1-0, or 1-1, excuse me.
Oh.
And Raleigh, this is a well-hit ball to center. It's not going to go anywhere. Looked like that should have been Stevens' ball, but it looked like Tim King came over and caught it anyways. King can cover a lot of ground out there in left.
Oh, yeah. At least he has some shade back there in left field.
Nah, well, not much.
Yeah, not much.
Not playing that deep. But we're back to the top of the order. And that comes in the form of Jimmy Kelly. Nice pitch there from Schreiner, or from Schaefer.
Yeah, I
I
always get their 2 last names mixed up. Russell Schreiner.
Yep. Russell Schaefer.
Yeah, Russell Schaefer,
Yep.
Marshall Schreiner.
This is well hit to left. Back will go King. And he's going to he's going to drop it. That got down. A great throw from King to third. Alas, it's going to get past Trey King. 1 run will score, and Kelly advances to third. Jimmy Kelly with an RBI.
A RBI triple.
Yeah, but we'll see if that's scored as an error because King, I think, had it and dropped it. So the batter is Braden Blackford. Blackford looks at strike one.
I wonder if Caleb Ross is starting pitching second game.
Probably Ross. They have a few people that can pitch. Luke Stevens can give you a few good innings on the mound.
Jacob Elvis.
Elvis can pitch, that's right.
Connor Courtney.
Tim King can come in as a reliever.
And, yeah, Trey King also. Pretty much everybody on this team could possibly pitch.
Give you an inning. 0-2 to Blackford. He grounds it to Ross. This will score 1 run, but Blackford is out at first.
2-0 ball game.
And I think they're more than happy to trade a run for an out there. That was an odd time to cut in with a little music. Luke shot it at the plate. Nice pitch from Schaefer. It's 1-0. No update on the JV game. 1-0, 2 shotted. He grounds it to third. Over to first we go. And it pulls Courtney off the bag. Excuse me. And Luke shotted on board with a single. Throw just pulled Courtney off the bag a little bit.
I mean, he had the height to stretch.
I think it was just a little too far over his head.
At least he caught the ball instead of advancing the runner.
Yeah, good point. In that situation, you let the ball get past you. That's likely 2 bases for shotted at the plate now. Bryce Hinton.
Another shot. This might be 3.
It's not going to advance.
Yeah.
Shotted over to third. I saw that too, though, off the bat. It looked like it could have gotten shotted to third and then maybe on the throw to third, hitting to second, but that was not to be.
Courtesy runner for the catcher.
Brings up Brady Howe to the plate. And that courtesy runner can't make out the number from here.
14.
Number 14, that would be Ben Taylor. 2 outs for Brady Howe. We'll see. This is a big situation for Schaefer. A nice block by Marshall Schreiner. Runners on first and second. You can't let a base hit get the runner home from here. We'll see what happens. One and 0 to Howe. That is high and inside. Ball 2. Got to stay calm here, Steven.
Yeah. It's a 2-0 ball game. Can't let that get to your head.
2-0. Swing and a miss. Great pitch from Schaefer. 2-1 with 2 outs. Top of the third. Still a lot of baseball left to be played after this regardless. And this is hit well into left. Tim King, can he make the play? He can. Third out of the inning, and we will see 9-1 and 2 hitters for Urbana. Trey King, Luke Stevens, and Tim King in the bottom of the third. Now they play that song that they apparently just couldn't wait to play in the top of the third.
Jason, the burgers are all on you, partner.
Come again?
Said the burgers are all on Jason today.
And I have $2 of my own, but Jason has more dollars than I, so.
Pretty nice soundtrack today.
Yeah, it's a little more consistent in the genre department than it has been. A lot of times I'd liken it to someone just taking an iPod full of random songs and then just hitting shuffle. So up steps Trey King, and he is going to hit one straight back to second. King for the first. It was close, but it's the first out of the bottom of the third. I don't think the second baseman was entirely ready for that. With the music still playing, he wasn't expecting the inning to start, but he recovered nicely. And the throw on to first gets us the first out of the half inning. Luke Stevens, the leadoff hitter for the ball game for Urbana, steps back up. Struck out swinging his first plate appearance. Just get on base here. That's what Coach Gino Hoffman has to be looking for. He's going to foul that one straight back. Those will wake you up a little bit.
Yeah.
1-1 to Stevens. And that's low. It'll be 2-1.
Made the umpire jump out of his suit.
Tigers have already avoided the no-hitter. Welbus, the base hit in the bottom of the second, so that pressure's gone for all future batters. It'll be 2-1 to Stevens. Stevens has some power, but he can also get on base. It's a nice combination to have at a baseball player. And that'll be a swinging strike number 2. So Stevens has to battle here. Can't really wait for his pitch, but he's got to be selective in what he swings at. You can't chase a pitch out of the zone here. 2-2 to Stevens. And he's going to pop this one straight back. It remains 2-2. Two. Oh, a nice breaking pitch, and Stevens strikes out. Can't fault Stevens for that. That was just a beautiful pitch.
Must have been so beautiful to him, he just took a blind shot.
Yeah, just had to sit back and watch it go by.
He walked off and laughed about it.
Yeah, that was nothing you can do about that. It's 1-0 to Tim King. 1-0. This is grounded straight back to second base, and King grounds out to second. The Tigers go down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the third. To the top of the fourth we go. Tigers can't allow any more runs to come across here. Beautiful day, as we mentioned. Temperature expected to hover right around 70, maybe 72, 73 today in Urbana, Illinois. Beautiful day for the open practice for the Illinois Fighting Illini later in the afternoon. It'll be John Epley leading things off for the Irish in the bottom of the, or top, I should say, of the fourth. Epley, Jackson, and Skibba due up for the Irish. As we mentioned, the Irish came into this one 11-3, widely considered by many to be one of the top teams in the conference, but the Tigers are playing them pretty well so far.
Yeah.
Only down 2 through 3 innings. Beautiful day for an excursion to Best Buy. I might swing on by there after the ball game. Need to get a adapter to help strengthen my internet. It'll do like connection is spotty at my house. No, well, it's not very spotty, but it'll just randomly go out. So John Epley grounded out in his last at bat. Might swing by the furniture store later.
Joey, what are you doing at the furniture store?
Get a new couch.
Exactly.
I need a new couch.
For what? Your room?
No, the living room.
Well, your mom probably needs one.
Well, we all want one. I mean,
Well, whose house is it? Yours or your mom?
oh,
Or your
mom, my
parents.
dad, yeah. Apparently, I mean, we rent it, so it's not our house, but certainly our living quarters. 1-1 to
Gosh.
Epley.
Yeah. Good day to have a hat on.
It is a good day to have a hat on. I left mine at home. We mentioned that earlier. But I like to think of couches as baseball players. You know, you buy a new one, you call it up to the majors early. It gives you a few solid years in the living room, and then you demote it to a lesser room and bring in a new prospect in the form of a new couch. Popped up high by Epley. Stevens will roam over. Excuse me, that'll be Tim King. He covered so much ground in the outfield. You wouldn't expect him to go over and make that play, but
That's the second time this game he didn't caught off Luke Stevens.
yeah.
A ball hit to left center.
Yeah, I'm surprised he came over and got that one. But, I mean, if you make it work, no need to complain. Jackson at the plate.
And another pop-up
Luke
to
Jackson. He flew out his last time, and he flies out this time. So 2 quick outs for the Tigers.
Yeah, let's see if we can get a 3-up, 3-down.
Alex Skibba. And Skibba got aboard with a base hit in his last at-bat. Believe he later came around to score. So we'll see. Inside to Skibba. That name sounds familiar. I think we might have seen Alex Skibba in another season, either for football or basketball. This is 1-0 now, the count. Two 2-0, excuse me. A little late updating the scoreboard. 2-0 to Skibba. It's
And
popped to
it
Tim
should be
King.
an out.
And it is.
So 1, 2, 3 inning for Schreiner.
Schaefer.
Schaefer.
Got you again.
Golly.
It's difficult, especially when one of them's on the mound and the other's behind the plate.
Exactly.
It's amplified.
Yeah. See if they can get these bats rolling.
Well, I mean, hitting's been the Tigers' weakness all season, and you know some teams are going to have their Achilles heel, and that's just what the Achilles heel for this Tigers team is, you know. But got to get the bats going, and
I felt confident about saying that 1, 2, 3 inning by Schaefer.
yeah. So we go to the bottom of the fourth. Game's moving along pretty well. We've been at this for about 50 minutes.
Any update on the JV game?
No, not that I could find. It'll be Caleb Ross leading things off for the Tigers. Ross walked in his first plate appearance in the first inning. It'll be Ross, Schaefer, Schreiner. So, Schaefer, Schreiner. Remember that in that order. And I've said Marshall, Schaefer, Russell.
Schreiner.
Yeah. No, I'm just talking about how I've messed it up all season. Pretty much every way you can, I have. It's 1-0. Russell Schreiner. I know so it's. And all of them sound like real names, so. 1-0, now it's 1-1, swinging strike by Ross. Again, he walked in his first plate appearance, first inning. Was the first base runner of the game for the Tigers.
Yeah.
This will be a high inside ball 2.
2-1.
Tigers Media Network back in action on Thursday. Tigers take on Bloomington, I believe. That game will start around 4:30. Although, as this morning proved, you never know when things are going to start a little late.
Yeah.
3-1, and it's a swinging strike 2.
Got him with her.
And Ross strikes out. So 1 out, and it's Schaefer at the plate. Schaefer, and we've mentioned this, he's had a brilliant game on the mound. Only given up 2 runs to this point. This will be an outside ball 1. Marshall Schreiner on deck. After Schreiner, situation permitting, it would be Nate Norris, and then after that, Jacob Welbus. 1-0. Nice block by the catcher behind the plate. That is
30.
That's Bryce Hinton behind the plate. Nice block from him. 1-1. So 1-1 the count. One and one. This is popped out of play behind the first base dugout. Baseball season in full swing. Final season for legendary Dodgers broadcaster Vin Scully. Get to that in just a moment. 1-2 pitch. 2 strikes when he likes to throw that breaking ball, and Schaefer not happy about striking out. Looking at that one. Brings up Marshall Schreiner. And Vin Scully, been doing this for 67 years, I believe, play-by-play voice for the Dodgers. The guy who hired Vin Scully, and I did not know this until the other day, was born in 1881. Slow and outside ball.
Wait, say what?
Vin Scully has been broadcasting Dodgers games since like the 50s. Been at it for like 67 years, and the guy who hired him was born in 1881. So that kind of puts things in perspective, just how old he is. And he's still doing it at a high level. So, 1-1. 2-1. That looked to be in the zone to me, but
Little high.
Little high. Yeah, I thought it fell into the strike zone just
Late.
just a little bit late. 3-1 to Schreiner, so good opportunity for him. Schreiner has a decent amount of power, but he can also get on base. He gets on base just with base hits better than he can with a home run. So we'll see. It's 3-1. He's going to pop this.
This is straight back. Might be in play. And
Dropped by the catcher, Hinton. I looked up and I couldn't see that because of the sun. I didn't know where it was going. I knew it wasn't coming back to us, but
yeah,
I couldn't tell if it was.
That was going to go over the dugout or towards the Notre Dame bleacher side.
That was my initial thought, but yeah, again, I couldn't tell. It was victim of the sun there. Full count to Schreiner with 2 outs. And
this one is straight back over our heads.
Indeed it is. It's tough to look up at those and get a read on them just because the sun is pretty much right in front of us. If you look up above. Still full count to Schreiner, 2 outs. So, and he's going to look at strike 3. That looked to be outside to me.
Yeah, that was outside.
So Ross, Schaefer, and Schreiner, 3 strikeouts. 3 Ks to end the bottom of the 4th. Top of the 5th we go. Tigers still down by 2. They need base runners. But first, I guess they'll have to get out of this top of the 5th. When they hit, they will need base runners. Wonder how many burgers they've got ready over at the concession stand. Well, we'll save that for after the ball game, though. It's probably for the best. I was doing public address announcing for a track meet the other day. Had a walking taco, and I spilled it all over the papers I was supposed to be reading off of. So, not all over, but it was rough. They weren't able to go through the fax machine as easily. Good walking taco, though. Track concession stand second to none. Pretty big track meet for the boys team today. That kicked off at 9:30.
At the high school?
At the high school track field. 10 teams, I believe. It's the Urbana Invitational. And, that'll be I'm sure the Tigers will do very well in that. I know some of the runners were holding back a little on Thursday just in preparation for this Invitational. That's how big of an event it is.
A nice rip.
It's going to be out of play, however. First base side, excuse me. Yeah, but they'll be at that track meet all afternoon, I presume. Those meets they don't last an hour or two. That's an all-day event.
Yeah. Especially a U track. It'll last until you got to be there like 7 in the morning. You get out of there at 8 o'clock at night. And
well hit ball to right. Norris will field it first out.
Yeah. What a play.
And wrestling meets are the same way. Those are all-day events. And it's a pretty challenging feat for spectators because you'll show up and you want to watch your kid wrestle. As we'll hold that thought, Kelly will step up to the plate. Had an RBI triple in his last plate appearance. This is Jimmy Kelly. And this high hit ball, not very far. It'll barely clear the infield. Welbus retires it for the second out. And real quick on that tangent about wrestling, if you're a parent or a spectator, whoever you may be, you'll show up to watch, your kid or someone wrestle, and if it's a dual meet, they're going to wrestle maybe 5 times a day, and they're there for hours upon hours, at least at the middle school level in West Virginia. Braden Blackford had hit that grounder to Ross at second that scored the run in his last plate appearance. 1-0 to Blackford, excuse me. I was going to say Kelly. It's 2-0. Fun fact about wrestling in West Virginia. West Virginia is home to the largest middle school and high school wrestling tournament in America. The WSAZ tournament.
This is a nice play. Another 1-2-3 inning for Schaefer.
If you like pitchers duels, this game's for you.
Yeah.
Schaefer going at it
Yeah.
with Brady Howe,
Yeah.
pitcher for the Irish. Yeah, that's the WSAZ tournament. Maybe it's the largest in America. Maybe it's the largest in West Virginia.
Yeah.
Not entirely sure.
What was that?
Right?
Yeah.
I'll take this over the 40-degree stuff anytime.
This is about perfect. 40 degree and winds.
Yeah.
You too.
Hey,
Yeah.
can't complain.
No, you can't. Even the umpire coming over to talk to us about just how nice this weather is. And if you're not at the ballpark, we really can't stress enough how beautiful this is, especially when you compare it to the weather that we've had this season, where it seems like 40-degree weather and 50-mile-an-hour winds has been the norm.
Yeah.
70-degree day and
Does Urbana have any hits?
very little wind. Urbana does have at least one hit.
Yeah, one.
What is that? All right.
One hit. That was Jake Welbus.
Welbus.
Welbus has the lone hit for Urbana. Nate Norris will lead off. Welbus will be up second in this half inning. And we were about the most popular people at Prairie. And just then, everyone was coming over to talk to us. The umpire, the spectators. It's a great time here at Prairie Park. Oh, right as that song was reaching its crescendo, they cut it off. Nate Norris, the batter. Tigers need base runners. They're going to have 3 more opportunities to get them.
9 more outs.
0-1. Oh, swinging strike 2 to not Jake Welbus, Nate Norris, excuse me. Oh, and 2.
A
1 and 2
two-seamer.
2-seamer outside for ball number 1. Trying to get a look at just what the forecast is.
Another little.
It's going to be outside 2 and 2. 76 degrees and sunny. Just a slight breeze at 7 miles an hour.
That could have went either way, but hey, full count.
Ball 3, but the Tigers have looked at far too many balls and with 2 strikes. So you've got to swing defensively, but you've also got to swing to get on base, and that is going to be ball 4. So if you're going to look at it, make sure you look at ball 4, and that's what Norris did. It's base runner for Welbus, and remember, Welbus had a base hit in the second inning, excuse me. And Norris walked, yes. Outside, ball 1.
Good eye by Welbus.
I tell you, though, you said Courtney has some pop. Welbus can get on. You never know.
Let's see if Welbus can get on with Norris advancing to second or third and Jacob advancing to first or second. Courtney could drive in 2 runs off
Oof. Just back in time as Nate Norris, the Notre Dame fans here, appealed for an out. Appeal proved fruitless. And another pickoff attempt, but Norris is wiser now and gets back in more time. Looks like the first base coach for the Tigers is Xavier Rowland, and this is fouled out of play, first base side. Xavier Rowland Davis, he played JV on Wednesday due to the lack of people, even though he's a junior. Hit a ball pretty well on Wednesday. I thought it had a chance to leave the park in Monticello, but
Me too.
just didn't have enough on it.
Whoa.
low strike 2 to Welbus there.
Wow.
Eh.
It's a bad location for a breaking ball.
Well, you never. I mean, the pitcher, the catcher, probably did a good job of framing it there.
Yeah.
You know, with the umpire behind him, that's what you want to do. It's 1-2. Ball 2-2.
Yeah,
Jake
he
Welbus.
wasn't going to bail us out on that one.
Yeah.
No way.
That looked like more of a strike than the.
Yeah, more of a strike than this other breaking ball.
Yep.
But hey, it's 2-2. Can't complain. No outs. Running on first. Way to stay alive.
Fouled off the plate and goes back. Coach for Notre Dame picks it up, throws it back to the umpire.
Nice little breeze, too, coming through.
Two and two. Oh, and a swinging strike 3, almost a double play. Welbus struck out, and then the throw almost got Norris when it went to first. Connor Courtney struck out in his last plate appearance. He has the ability to tie it with the home run. Welbus had the same chance. And a strike, it's 0-1.
Yeah, if Courtney would have swung it that high, that would have probably been going out of the park.
Oh, and 1. All outside, ball 1. We've seen home runs at Prairie, not this season, I don't think, but we saw Centennial hit 2 grand slams in one game last year. It's 1-0. Pick off it. They're really trying to get Norris over there. And
That was no way.
they're going to say they got him. What are they going to say? I think they're going to... Oh,
That was not even...
Oh, Gino Hoffman not happy. They are going to say that Norris was out, but... and Coach Hoffman not happy in the slightest over that one.
Wow, that was a bad call.
Yeah, I had looked away because I thought he was back in time, but wow. Oh,
Rabbit ears.
yeah, some passion from Coach Hoffman.
Wow.
Oh. And Courtney's swinging angrily now. He's swinging.
That's outside.
That was, yeah, it's 1-2. 2-2, excuse me. Come on, counter. No, and he strikes out. But I imagine that Coach Hoffman's really going to fire up the team when he gets back to the dugout. Well, actually, they're going to get out to the field before he can get back. But next time they hit, he's not going to let him forget about that. That'd be me as a coach. Like, even if I'm not coaching football, I'd bring like a set of challenge flags and then comically use them when I disagree with the call.
Well, how are we supposed to bring challenge flags if we don't have a video?
No, I mean, you don't need a video replay to use them. You just
There's no
toss it. It's like comical. It's not.
There's no point of...
You got to put on a show for the fans. Like, I mean, it'd be funny if, Hoffman threw the old challenge flag there and everyone would have gotten a good chuckle out of it. And maybe my vision on the subject is a little bit different than what you're seeing.
Caroline. Bum, bum, bum.
Play that at Red Sox games.
Yeah. Nice song to play. Baseball season.
And it's a tune that everyone knows. Outside, ball number 1.
Nice. Oh, nice rip.
And that ball had some spin on it. It accelerated when it hit the dirt there.
Next up is the catcher. The lefty. Well, yeah, lefty. Or the righty.
And this will be Bryce Hinton, the catcher. Base hit in his last plate appearance. Grounded out to Schaefer in his plate appearance before that, as we'll have a stolen base. Getting into second is Luke Shotted. So you got to be careful now if you're Schaefer. Can't let that runner from second score. Grounded foul, third base side, and a nice play by the third base coach over there to barehand it and chuck it back over to Schaefer. 1-1, top of the sixth. Notre Dame up 2-0. I'm Joey Wright, joined by Stephen Thompson, our producer Jason Liggett. 1-1 pitch. It's going to be ball two, excuse me. Looked like he gestured it to be a strike, but alas, it was a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. No outs, runner on second, so you got to be careful here. Not the best situation to be in if you're a pitcher. And that'll be strike number 2.
Yeah, nice location.
The Joey Wright Show returning this summer to Urbana Public Television.
Oh, God.
That is going to hit Hinton. And the runner will not advance to third on that.
Did he try to get out of the way?
He might have.
I mean, you can't just sit there and stand there and let the ball hit you.
Well. Brady Howe, the pitcher, steps up. And we'll see what Howe can do. He's had a pretty good game on the mound.
Pop fly twice. Got him.
Oh, missed the tag. Missed the tag. He
Oh.
missed the tag. Trey King couldn't apply the tag. Great throw from Schreiner. And Luke Shotted will get into third. Hinton will get into second. Great throw. Probably could have been a little closer to the baseline and just missed tag from Trey King. Now you've really got to be careful. 2 runners in scoring position. Pop to center. This could likely score a run. Luke Stevens catches it. And it will, in fact, score a run. Runner advances to third. So 3-0 for the Tigers now. 3-0 for the Irish now. With 1 out.
3-0 ball game. Little bug under you.
Oh, good catch.
Any update on JV?
Not that I've gotten, as John Epley steps up. Epley 0 for 2 on the afternoon. I should still say morning because it's not yet 11:30. And they're going to say he fouled this one back. 0-2.
Oh, nice.
Swing from Epley, that's going to be foul.
Yeah.
Stay didn't play, but it was foul. No one was going to get there.
Man,
So
don't know how sad I am. The mist is,
Yeah.
especially letting catchers down.
It's 0-2. Strikeout here would be huge.
Oh, right, that's home.
Ripped
Oh,
into right. It's gonna fall once, hit the wall. Norris will get it. Throw into Ross, goes straight to second. That's
that
an
looked like
RBI.
it. That looked like it had a home run distance.
I didn't think it was gonna get out of the park. I think a lot of people did, but it's gonna set up a situation where you'll have a runner on second with still one out. Still with one out. Down 4 now. Schreiner comes out to talk to
Schaefer.
Yep, there you go.
Hey, that kid swung like you in batting practice.
Well, I hit him pretty good yesterday.
Uh,
Well,
eh,
I hit him. I beat the odds, and
got a triple, but then we bailed you out.
well, it wasn't really. It was a glorified single. This is line straight to Stevens in center. Stevens makes the play. Runner tags from second and will advance to third. So 2 outs now, and up to the plate will step number 3, Alex Skiba. Skiba got on base and flew out. He has gotten on base and flown out in this one. Base hit scores the runner from third, and that runner could seal the deal for the Irish. We'll see. Schaefer has to bear down and record himself an out here. First pitch, 1-0. To Skiba, ball number 2. High ball 3. I think the scoreboard is a pitch behind. Nope, now they're caught up. 3-0.
3-0 no go.
That's what they tell you. Pitch has to be in the zone from Schaefer here. 3-0. Strike 1.
I think the umpire loves that location of strikes.
Yeah. The umpire seems like a nice guy based on the conversations we've had with him. This will be ball 4.
Wonder if Hoffman's going. Yep, I was getting ready to say. I wonder if Hoffman's going to come out and talk to Schaefer.
Well, runners at the corners, 2 outs. This is a good call to come out and make this conference. We can tell the umpire from the conversation we had with him, he's a fan of baseball
Oh, he's letting Nate pitch.
and good weather. Fan of good weather as Nate Norris will come in. Better music today.
On a cloudy day.
Norris will come in. Schaefer comes out. We'll see if Schaefer stays in to play defense.
Yeah, he's staying in. Cloudy day.
Is this the instrumental version?
I hear
The lyrics?
yeah.
I hear the lyrics you're laying down.
My girl. Nice little soundtrack.
They're stepping up their playlist game.
Norris has some heat.
Norris can give you about an inning, maybe two. He's a good reliever. But coming into a high-pressure situation like this, I think everyone struggles a little bit more. So, because it's tough to hand the ball to Norris or anyone and say, "Get us an out. We need it." So we'll see. Only complaint about the day today is that I didn't bring a hat.
Yeah.
That's it.
Wonder if Jason went home to get his wallet.
Well, he told me he has a lot of $1 bills in his pocket because he went to the gas station today and bought something with a 20. All they gave him in change was ones, and high pitch from Norris.
Surprised.
Almost scored a run. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say that. You took the words right out of my mouth.
Norris can't do that.
I think he got the hot head.
Well, I mean, if he throws it that high with that much speed, it's never going to score the run because it's going to ricochet off the backstop and come back to Schreiner. Whew, great pitch there. 1-1. That's how you battle back.
I know that kid could pitch.
Yeah, Norris is pretty good on the mound. Norris is he's improved his skill set a lot.
Wow.
Since last year, and what a job by Marshall Schreiner behind the plate. Wow. With the stylish little
what hops,
catch.
baby?
That
What
was,
hops?
as Dick Vitale would say, yeah, that looked like a basketball player or a gymnast or something.
Wow.
2-1.
Ah, wait.
Well hit ball to center. Luke Stevens will come over and make the play. Is that still Luke Stevens, or did they make a swap out there in the outfield?
They made a swap out there.
And that
now.
was
Caleb Ross.
Caleb Ross. That's what it looked like. I saw, Stevens was playing out there, and
yeah,
I had to double check there.
Nice fan crowd out here.
Pretty good crowd.
Yeah.
Where'd Jason go?
I don't know. Had to take off my headset for a little bit because they were bothering my ears.
Doesn't really bother my ears too much.
Hopefully Urbana could get these bats rolling.
Well, they have two more opportunities to do it. It's the bottom of the sixth. 2 runs here, 2 runs next inning. Tie ball game. So we'll see.
Oh, nice curve.
When I get home from my errands later, write a little, got 5 pages left and a report about the colonization of Africa and Latin America.
Riveting.
Yeah. 10-page report. Well, we need 10 pages, but I'm probably going to turn it into like a 15 or 20-page thing, just with how much I've already gotten done and how much I still have to do.
How much have you got? How much have you got done?
I've gotten. Well, we'll hold the thought here. This will be Trey King stepping up. No, yes, Trey King indeed. I've gotten the Aztec civilization, the Mayan civilization, swing and a miss from Trey King, current issues in Brazil, drug war in Mexico, and then a little bit done on Columbus. And I've still got to write about the Incan civilization, strike 2, something about some other guy from Spain. I didn't outline very well. And then I got a lot of Africa to write.
You be done?
I'll get it done. I'm a pretty good writer. I'm not concerned about actually writing. It's a lot to write, and I really don't want to do it. But it'll get done.
Oh, nice line drop. Oh,
And a diving attempt by the shortstop. And it almost proved fruitful, but alas.
so about to say, nice play.
It was a nice effort.
Man, the Prairie cheeseburger smelling good, Jason.
The breeze kicked up and over-wafted the scent towards us.
After we get everything cleaned up.
Ah, boy. Oh, yeah, by the way, you're taking down the cameras today.
It's 0-1. Taking down the camera,
It's the hardest thing to do.
well, here at Prairie, it's not as difficult. But when you do it on top of the press box, you're always scared that you're going to, like, drop it off the press box or something like that. And with my track record of packing up, wouldn't be surprised if that did happen one day. Really, though, I mean, strike three, I don't know what Stevens was doing. He looked at 3 pitches there.
Second time he looked at that pitch.
And dropping the camera is not a realistic fear when it's not windy, but when you've got like 30, 40 mile an hour winds, you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Sometimes it almost blows me off the press box. Got to advance Trey King. Tim King is the batter now.
The two brothers, freshman and junior.
Yep. Both very quick. 0-1. Pickoff attempt at first.
Yeah. Gino would have got mad if that was an out. Then he really would have got tossed out of the game.
Tim King has struck out and grounded out. Yeah, Hoffman would not have been happy. It's 1-1. I remember when Coach Russell, basketball season against Manual, he was irate when that terrible. I mean,
The whole coaching staff got up.
The fans all got up. Swinging strike 2. The officiating in that game was pretty bad, but other than that, I liked the officials during basketball season. In my opinion, the officials cost us that Manual game.
Yeah. We were in it the whole
We were in
game. Then that's when they start bailing us out.
1-2, ball 2.
But then I think the worst coaching reaction I ever seen was Coach Watson when Felix Mbanga got ejected out of the
that was out in
Hampshire.
Yeah. Strike 3 to King. The Tigers got to get these base runners on as Caleb Ross will step up. Yeah, I heard that he was irate and
Yeah, I mean, it was a bad call. Kid wasn't ready for it, and he just got popped.
But, that Manual game, going back to that real quick, we'll hold that thought. Strike 1 to Ross. I mean, that was probably the closest 30-point loss I've ever seen. We were in it, until we started losing. But we were in it.
Down by 2 for the best team in the
conference. Illini, Siney.
Yeah, DeMonte Williams. But he had a pretty decent game. Didn't score a lot of points.
He only had 9 points. We held him to 9 points.
Yeah.
Strike 2 to Ross.
Just their big man. The whole team was just tall.
Frost can't get on board here. It's going to be Schaefer, Schreiner, Norris, I think. And Ross pops it up and behind the first baseman, and there's going to be no play. It was over the head of the first baseman. The second baseman came over to get it. And by the time he got it, Ross was already pretty much on base. So it'll be Russell Schaefer stepping up to the plate. And if he hasn't been happy with his previous at-bats, now's the time for redemption.
A double would do it.
Schaefer with 2 strikeouts in the ball game, 0 for 2. Now is the time for redemption. Outside ball 1.
Yeah, he's going to try to throw some heat.
I saw Trey King over there. He was looking to advance to third. You'd never want to make the last out of the inning at third, though. It's one of the cardinal rules of baseball.
Swinging out of his shoes. Hey, Joey, did you get that MLB 16 game yet?
Not quite. Wait on my birthday to get that, likely.
Graphics are pretty good.
Amazing graphics. 1-1. Foul back. So Schreiner has to, or not Schreiner, Schaefer. Did it again. He has to bear down at the plate, and
Schreiner's in front of us.
Schreiner's on deck. Schaefer's got to get a base knock.
Oh.
And grounds it to second. Now make the play at second base. And that ends the bottom of the sixth.
Seventh inning stretch. Shout. 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 Shout.
Since they only play 7 innings, wouldn't you do the 7th inning stretch in the middle of the 5th?
You missed it.
Yeah.
Hot weather.
Oh, now we're complaining that it's too hot?
Yeah. The sun is just shining right on my
Well, yeah,
forehead.
there could be a few clouds.
I mean, it could be a breeze, too. This is why we need a press box for baseball.
Well,
Oh, here go Jason talking about it's perfect. Please.
I'm working a nice tan right now.
I'm not trying to get any more darker.
I've either got a nice tan going or I'll be sunburned later.
I'll be either dark or I'll be toasted.
Don't think I have any aloe vera at home to nurse a sunburn. Used it all after an ill-fated excursion to the pool a few years ago. Sun was shining that day, and I didn't have my suntan lotion on me, or my whatever you call it, sunburn lotion. It was a pretty bad sunburn. But a fun day at the pool, no less. That was right after it opened. It was a Crystal Lake pool over there.
Nice facility.
Very nice facility. That drop slide, I mean that hits you. Go down there.
Which one?
The drop slide.
Oh, 1 in 12 feet?
The one that empties in the 12-foot pool.
That's my biggest fear is going in 12 feet.
I mean, I'm not a swimmer.
No, I just don't like it.
Don't like it.
I mean, I could swim in it, but jumping off the diving board, I'm afraid I might just sink.
I naturally float. I'm like one of those buoy things.
Yeah. Locate Nate with a strike one, count 1-1.
2-0.
Ball out, 2-1.
So 2-1 the count.
Oh, nice inside pitch by Nate.
It'll be 2-2. And at the plate is Jimmy Kelly. 2-2 to Kelly. Outside ball 3.
Don't lose him here, Nate.
Full count. Will we see a strikeout? Or will we see a walk? Or will we see a base hit? This is hit well into left. King makes the play. 1 out. Let's bring up number 7, Braden Blackford. Irish looking to add an insurance run or two. And it's outside ball number 1. Yeah, but you know, Best Buy, I might swing over there later to get something to boost my internet a little bit. I suffer from latency when playing online games. And that's a big reason, you know, Sam Reel, a JV baseball player, I have not beaten him in 2K ever. I've been playing him for 113 days, I think it's been since we played our first game. Must have played him over 100 times, and I have not come away with a W yet.
Wait, have you lost badly?
Well,
Yes.
it's usually around 10 points is the deficit. I lost by 72 to him one time
What?
in 2K. That's not an easy task.
72,
Basketball.
bro?
Yeah,
I don't even lose like that.
this will be high ball 4, so 4 consecutive balls to Blackford. Bring up Luke Shotted with a runner on first and 1 out.
Got tired. Probably going to bring in Jacob Welbus, the freshman.
Think so?
Yes, sir.
Welbus or Stevens, if they make the change.
Oh, Luke Stevens.
I thought that was Caleb Ross out there in center.
Oh, wait, yes.
Yeah,
it's
Caleb Ross. Yep.
Caleb Ross.
He'll come into pitch, and he can give you
And he's switching Nate back to right. And Luke to center. And Ross is going to come in with some heat.
Yeah, you might have turned it on Saturday night. We always.
And one Saturday night you were playing like a Tuesday night freshman game or something. Anyway, he wasn't there. And then the last game that they played here, his parents and he had to go for like 3 innings or something. So I want to see that game.
Thought they were going to save
You know what?
Ross for a second game.
What day was that day that
Yeah, I thought they were going to save Ross for game 2, but I think they'll probably bring in Stevens to pitch that one. We will not cover game 2.
Saturday because I was at work. I couldn't go.
Third pitcher the Notre Dame Irish have seen.
We don't cover them all, so we might not have covered that game. I'll look and see.
I know he was so embarrassed. I didn't get off work until 7 by then the game was over.
Our producer, Jason Liggett, on our laptop is utilizing athletics2000.com/Urbana. And remember, that's your home for Tigers rosters, schedules, and more. athletics2000.com/Urbana. It redirects you to 8to18.com/Urbana, but either will work. Tigers need outs, runner on first, 1 out already in this half inning.
Yeah, we didn't cover that game. We were at the softball field that day.
You're not gonna cover the next game, are you?
This afternoon.
The one after this one.
No, we're just doing the first one.
I keep looking out, not getting to see it.
We have a string of I think about 4 or 5 more games to cover this year for baseball coming up
1-0.
this Thursday and then the following Tuesday and 3
Just taking it all in, the atmosphere here at Prairie. 1-0.
So we always all the sports we
Swing and a miss. I don't know why he swung at that.
but they rotate.
Luke shotted, but the runner will get into second.
Tonight will be
You can talk about coming up to the plate trying to swing at everything.
last Thursday, and then next
That was swinging at everything.
soccer game we covered last Friday.
He gave his heart.
He did.
Will be this baseball game. There's a little bit of delay just because we only have 1 week to air them, but we do multiple games in a week.
This block.
2-1. Scoreboard's off. Isn't it 2-1 or is it 3-0?
2-1.
2-1.
Might be 3-0.
Well, you were thirsty.
Low ball 3, so that proves that it is now 3-1. When I go inside after this game, I'm not going to be able to see a thing because of the effect the sun has on you. As shotted will draw the walk. So that brings up Hinton to the plate. Bryce Hinton, the catcher. Runners on first and second with 1 out. And the Tigers turn 2. Can they get a strikeout? Can they get a flyout? Or will Hinton succeed? Get a base hit, maybe score a run. Low ball. Oh, and nice effort by Trey King to stop it and not let it get into the outfield. On the throw from Schreiner. So we'll see. It's 1-0. Runners on second and third, scoring position, 1 out. Tigers can't really allow the Irish to score another run. 2-0 pitch, strike 1. Two and 1. Low ball 3. Three and 1. Fouled straight back to the screen. And a good pitch from Ross to get the count all nice and full at 3 and 2. 3 and 2 and 1 the count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Well hit ball to right field. It's going to go foul. Catch is made by Norris, but the runner will tag. If I was him, I would have let that drop, and that would have prevented the runner from tagging up.
It's 2 outs.
2 outs now, yes. And the Tigers down 5-0. Brings up Brady Howe, the pitcher for Notre Dame in this one. Steps up to the plate. Tigers have played pretty good, defensively, but they just got to get the bats going. That's been their, weakness all year. Pitch from Ross. Beautiful strike 1.
Top of the 7th be the last 3 outs for the. Oh, flew back.
Didn't hit us. And it's 0-2.
Still up there.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Hey, Jason, use your angel wings. Go up there.
It's 1 and 2. Fouled straight back, hit the screen, still 1 and 2.
Oh,
Grounded
nice
to
play
short.
by Welbus.
And that's the 3rd out of the inning. Tigers are going to go down to the bottom of the 7th. Need 5 runs to tie, 6 runs to take the lead. Can they do it, Steven?
It's never too late to say never.
It's a Very good point.
Oh, my arm itches. I forgot I can't scratch my arm.
Under the cast,
Yeah. I can't wait until the 26 comes. Get this thing off. I was hoping they would give me a black brace.
It'll be Schreiner, Norris, and Welbus coming up for the Tigers. Go ahead.
Oh, I thought it was a swap for the catchers. Like, he was just warming up. But I could have thought they had a catcher catching earlier before
Yeah.
It's been him all game, right?
Yeah, it's been hitting all game.
Oh.
Real quick, I want to hint on a few things. New uniforms for the Tigers that we have not mentioned. New uniforms for this year. The orange kind of camouflage uniforms. Nice sublimated camouflage pattern on them. Urbana script, word mark in silver, white numbers on the front and back. And prom is this evening for Urbana High School.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Bit of an early prom. I think the prom next year's even earlier. I've heard April 3rd is a date for next year.
Wow.
But prom is this evening for Urbana High School, 8 to midnight at the ballroom at the Illini Union.
Are you going, Joey?
Ha! No. No, I will not.
Your shindig, huh?
Not
Isn't it
will.
just juniors and
Uh,
seniors?
yeah, but you can go if you're going with a junior
okay.
senior. I might go to Applebee's. I went to Chili's on homecoming night.
I went to Steak and Shake, and then before homecoming, I went to Penn Station. The best Philadelphia Philly cheesesteak I ever had.
Well, obviously you haven't been to Philadelphia, and neither have I. So I guess
I've drove through it.
jump through it. I've rarely been on I think I've been on the East Coast once, other than I was born in Florida. Yes, we've got 1-1 to Schreiner, make it 2-1. Born in Florida, moved to Memphis, and then I never really went back to the East Coast, except for a little trip to Washington D.C. in 2008 for a wedding. 2-2.
I think I took a trip to D.C. my 7th grade year for a spring break trip.
Right. Stayed at an Embassy Suites in Washington, D.C. The fastest elevator I've ever been in was at that Embassy Suites. As Schreiner strikes out. Tigers down to their last 2 outs. Nate Norris, who struck out and walked in this one. Need to start the rally here if you're Urbana. Inside, ball 1.
As Coach McFarland would say, wear it.
1-0. Grounded back up the middle to the shortstop. Throw to first in time. 2 outs.
Urbana's down to the final outs. Can Jacob Welbus keep it alive for Urbana?
Welbus with a single and a strikeout in this one so far. Tomorrow, the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series at Bristol.
Here you go with this NASCAR.
Had to float in one reference.
What about your
Dallas Mavericks.
No.
Oh. They play in the playoffs today against OKC
today?
today.
Playoffs start today.
Yep.
Wait, who all plays today? I know
Not the Bulls.
Yeah, I was about to say who the Bulls play.
the Bulls are at home watching my team,
Fouled out of play.
Cavaliers.
Oh,
Oh, God, that's gross.
Who's your team?
0-2. The Bull, yeah.
Oh,
I live
yeah.
in Illinois. I don't live in Ohio, so.
Yeah. There you go. Dallas Mavericks, 2011 National Basketball Association champions. 0-2. I've already announced that next season will be my final season as an NBA fan.
Why?
And that'll be ball number 1. Because the ads on the jerseys coming.
Kobe left.
No.
Kobe leaves you.
Yeah. No, ads on the jerseys coming 2017, 2018. Not a fan of that at all, so I'm retired.
You're a huge
fan of NASCAR who has ads on everything.
Yeah,
What are
but
you talking about?
but NASCAR is NASCAR and basketball is basketball. So I'm retiring as a fan.
So when Kobe leave just like that,
Well, if I was gonna,
I know that's why you left.
as Welbus strikes out, the ball game is over. If I was gonna leave with Kobe, I would leave at the end of this year. Like
and
I
Kobe,
wouldn't wait a year and just see. Although D'Angelo Russell has a great career ahead of him, I'm excited to watch him.
and this is the final game. This is
The
ball
final
game.
out of the yeah, ball
Final
game
out.
is over. Yeah, the Tigers take a 5-0 loss here. Stephen, what are your final thoughts on how they played in this one?
Well, I think Urbana competed very well. I mean,
They did
we had a few here and there errors. I mean, the weakness was that we didn't get our bats rolling like we planned to. But hey, it's better than keeping it 5 runs to none. But
Yep.
they do have 1 hit and walks.
The pitching was a strong point for the Tigers, as was the defense. That does it for our broadcast. We will cover their game on Thursday as they play Bloomington. That will be a fun one. Until then, we wish everyone a nice, safe week. For the whole crew, Stephen Thompson, Jason Liggett, I am Joey Wright. Final score: Tigers 0, Irish 5.
Please stay safe in America.
You got it.